Hi guys, welcome to a new video. So today I'm going to be starting a series where I'm talking about mashups and the process behind my mashups. So this is going to be a very basic episode. If you already make mashups on YouTube, you probably know a lot of this stuff. So I have been making mashups on YouTube since I'd say 2016. I'm not in any way like an expert. I still don't even know what I'm doing sometimes. So this particular video is not going to have any demonstrations at the moment. I'm going to make a separate video where I show you a demonstration of how to actually make the mashup, but people should realize that there is some additional information that you need to know before you jump onto editing software. Let's talk about speed first. So a speed of a song will come in the form of something called beats per minute, which can be simplified to BPM. Okay, so BPM is a number that determines the speed of a song. A lot of people will comment on my videos and say, can you make a mashup between this song and this song? And I already know, just by looking at those two songs, I can already tell it's not going to work because the speed is way too far apart from each other. You will be able to tell when speeds are too far apart and one has to be slowed down so much, or one has to be sped up so much. So for example, if you have one song that it has a BPM of 105 and another song that has a BPM of 144, those are very far apart, so they probably wouldn't work. However, an example of two songs that would go really well together is a song that has a BPM of 125 and a song that has a BPM of 127. So you're probably wondering, how do I find out what the BPM is of a song? So I use two websites and I also use my program as well. So I make my mashups on Logic Pro X. There are a bunch of editing softwares you can use. Some editing softwares will have a function where you can let the song play and the program itself will tell you what the BPM is, which is really clever, obviously, and very helpful. If your editing software does not do that and does not tell you what the BPM is, there are some good websites you can use. The first website that I use is called audiokeychain.com. So you make sure that you have the audio file that you want to find out the BPM of. You drag that into the program will load, and then it tells you what the BPM is. It also tells you what the key is as well, so that's very helpful. I will say the BPMs on this particular website sometimes aren't very reliable. The keys almost always are reliable in my experience. I've been using this program probably for about over a year now. Another website that you can use is a website called tunebat.com. All you have to do is you have to type in the song name. They usually have a lot of K-pop songs on there, and they do have a function that is similar to the other website where you can just drag in your audio file, it scans it, and it tells you the BPM and the key. But most of the time, all of the K-pop songs are usually on that site, so all you have to do is just search it in the search bar. To change BPM, for example, Logic Pro has a feature where all you have to do is type in the original BPM, and then you type in the one that you wanted to change it to, and you click OK, and it does it for you. So for example, if I wanted to change a BPM from 125 to 130, all I have to do in my program particularly is type in 125 to 130, press OK, and the program does it for me. A free program that you can do this in is called Audacity. It actually does the exact same thing as Logic Pro. So what you will do is go to the change tempo option once you've clicked on your track, and it will ask the beats per minute, the original beat per minute, and then it will ask you what you want to change it to. So for instance, if I want to change a song from 125 to 130, I will again type in 125 on the left hand side and 130 on the right hand side. However, there's not always the case where the program will do it for you, so I'll show you how to change it yourself. Okay, so on screen I'm going to have a very useful website that I like to use. It's called musiccalculator.com, and you want to go to the time stretch option. So it says enter the original BPM. So for that example, I'll put 125, and it says enter the BPM you'd like to stretch it to. So you'd like to increase it. So let's say I need the BPM to be 130. The result, the percentage change is 4. So your program might not be able to automatically do it for you, but it may say how much percentage would you like to stretch the tempo to, and you would just put 4. This also applies to music videos, because obviously once you finish your mashup, you need to make the music video for the mashup. You need to make sure your music video has also changed speed too, otherwise it's not going to be in sync. So you take the video, and in your editing software for your video, you will need to change the speed of that video, and it may ask you how much percentage would you like to change it from its original state. So for this case, I would have to put 4%. So it would be 4% faster. So now that we've talked about speed, let's talk about keys. Key is also very important. You do not want your mashup to sound out of tune. So a lot of people assume that you can literally just plonk one song on top of another and it will sound okay. Sometimes there are cases where two songs are in the same key. So key just means the pitch of the song. So keys come in the form of obviously letters, like letters on the piano. The piano ranges from A to A, so it will go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it starts again at A. Okay, so what you might want to do is find an example of a piano on Google Images. I feel like it is necessary to know because I use a piano keyboard, like a Google image of a piano keyboard, whenever I'm trying to match keys. In terms of pitching, you need to know how many semitones you need to go up or down in order to make the pitch correct. If I move from C to a D flat, that is one semitone. If I move from G to A, that will be two semitones because I have to go up to the black key first and then I have to go down to the white key. So that is 2 steps, 2 semitones. However, not all white keys next to each other have a black key in the middle. For example, E and F don't have a black key in the middle, but still, even from moving from E to F, that is still one semitone. I have linked a really good 1-minute video below that explains what a semitone is if you are still confused. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of how to pitch songs correctly so they sound in pitch. You can't just put two on top of each other unless they are already the same pitch. So if you've searched one and one is in F minor and another one is also in F minor, that's fine. All you're going to need to do is make sure the speeds are the same, and if the speeds are exactly the same, this is literally, that will be the easiest mashup you ever have to do. I'm going to give you an example. So I have Red Velvet's Dum Dum and I have Coco Bop by EXO. So I've actually made this mashup before. I just wanted to point out here that this is a perfect example of what can happen with mashups sometimes. Sometimes one song can be in a minor scale and the other song can be in a major scale. So as you can see, tunebat.com told me that Red Velvet's Dum Dum was in a G minor scale and EXO's Coco Bop was in a C major. When you're mashing up two songs, you need to make sure that both of them are either in minor scale or both of them are either in major scale. So I've got to convert one. The one that I've chosen to convert is EXO's Coco Bop, which is appearing as a C major. In order to convert this to a minor scale, I've got this diagram on screen right now. This diagram right here will help you to find the equivalent of the scale that you've been given. So for example, I will find C major on this diagram and it will tell me that the equivalent of a C major in forms of minor scale is an A minor. So now I know that EXO's Coco Bop can also be expressed as an A minor. So Red Velvet's Dum Dum is in a G minor key and the BPM is 146. Coco Bop is in an A minor key and the BPM is 146 also. So this was very convenient. They're the exact same speed. Okay, so we have Red Velvet's Dum Dum, which is a G minor, and you have EXO's Coco Bop, which is an A minor. Okay, if you use your finger and you're on your computer and you point and you have a picture of the Google image of the piano, you point your finger to the G and to the A. Your objective is to get both fingers onto the same key. The most obvious one to do, which won't require that much distortion of the vocals, is to go for the one right in the middle. So in between these two keys is a black key. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to try and get both fingers onto the black key in the middle. The black key is an A flat. You don't need to know what it's called. You just need to try and get both your fingers onto the top. So how are you going to do this? So let's focus on Red Velvet. Red Velvet is a G minor and you need to get that up to that black key, okay? So that black key is to the right. So anything that shifts up to the right will be plus. So that is plus 1 semitone. So that's going up 1 semitone, okay? If you've got the G minor key and you want to get that up, you're going to go onto your program. You're going to have to put plus 1 into your program. It will pitch Red Velvet's vocals up to 1 semitone higher than they already are, if that makes sense. That's good. You've got Red Velvet's vocals pitched 1 semitone up to A flat, to that black key. Now you've got Red Velvet up to that black key. Your other finger is still down here on the A minor for Coco Bop. So A minor needs to go to the left. It needs to go 1 semitone to the left to get to that black key and meet Red Velvet there, okay? EXO will need to go -1 to get to that black key. So what their vocals are going to do, their vocals are going to go down one step, down one semitone to match Red Velvet's. Okay, so you're going to have to go into your program. You're going to have to research yourself how to change the key on that specific program that you're going to use. And all you have to do is just put in, hopefully somewhere on your program it says you minus one semitone, and it will bring it to the same key as Red Velvet. So if you're a complete beginner, I'd suggest to do it this way, and then as soon as you get used to doing this, you'll be able to pick it up so quickly. That was the most obvious way to do it, is to match both of them up to the middle key. Another way somebody else might do this is they might keep Red Velvet the same, but what they'll do is they'll make EXO go down 2 times. So if EXO wants to get to the same page as Red Velvet, they will have to go 2 semitones to get to Red Velvet, okay? So they're going to the left 2 times, so that means they're minusing 2 times. So it'll be minus 2 semitones. So you go this way and down. Or someone else who's creating this mashup might do it the other way as well. They might want to make Red Velvet's voice go higher 2 times. They might want to make Red Velvet match EXO's A minor. So what they'll do is they'll get Red Velvet's track and increase it 2 times to EXO's A minor. So Red Velvet's voice will go up 2 times higher. You could do it different ways. You could either make 2 tracks meet at a completely new key. You can make 1 track go to the other one, or the other track go to the other one. I hope this is making sense. I'm obviously going to have some visuals on the screen to try and help you as much as possible. So for this particular example, the BPMs are exactly the same, so I don't need to change the BPMs, and then I can start making the mashup. So now that I've explained keys and BPMs, these are the basic materials you're going to need for making a mashup. You're going to need the instrumental, and you're going to need acapellas. Instrumental is obviously just the instruments of the song with no vocals, and the acapella is just the vocals, no instruments, okay? There are some really helpful and amazing channels on YouTube who obviously make their own instrumentals and they make their own acapellas. If you are going to use somebody else's acapella, make sure to credit them. I have been guilty of accidentally forgetting to put it in my description, because acapellas do take so much work to do, and I understand that. I've tried doing it myself and it's really difficult. Yeah, so if you're going to use somebody else's acapella, make sure to credit them in the description. If you're going to use someone else's instrumental, make sure to credit them in the description. The way I get inspiration to make mashups, if there's this particular song that I love and I want to make a mashup of it, I will just listen to it, and I'll try and think of songs that have similar BPMs, similar kind of sounds, similar vibes, similar lyrics, even similar titles. You know, make smart connections. I will go into a detailed demonstration of how to actually make them, with layering instrumentals, layering vocals on top. I'll fully show you, don't worry, I'll have that video out. I'm not too sure when, but this was just a basics to what I do, and I'm basically explaining to you the background information that you need to know about mashups before you start making them, because pitch and speed are very important, you know? I still struggle with it. Sometimes pitches are so far apart and I just have no idea how to pitch them. Sometimes it takes some experimentation. Just keep changing the number. Honestly, there'll be cases where you might just need to keep changing the number until it sounds right, until it sounds like it's in pitch. There's no perfect way to do it unless you're really educated about musical theory. This is again just a very basic video. Mashups are so complex and there's so many possible cases that can happen. Sometimes songs don't even stay in the same pitch for the whole song, you know. Sometimes they change pitch, they go up. It's complicated, but again, I hope this helped. I will make more of a detailed video about maybe how to start your own mashup channel, where to begin, what kind of things you should be posting straight away, how to get yourself recognized, all that kind of stuff. If you have any other questions or topics that you want me to cover regarding mashups for my next kind of episodes of this series, you can comment them down below and I'll be happy to read them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you thought, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!